At the end of October on a dark, cool night, Jem and Scout Finch were making their way towards Macomb County School. Walking past the front gate, the brother and sister were scared straight by Cecil Jacobs, who had popped out behind the wall.
Boom! God almighty! Ha ha ha, gotcha.
Cecil had ridden safely to the auditorium with his parents, hadn't seen us then.
Shucks, it ain't nothing around the corner. Who's afraid to go around a corner?
We had to admit that Cecil was pretty good though. He had given us a fright and he could tell it all over the schoolhouse.
Say, ain't you supposed to be a cow tonight? Where's your costume?
It's behind the stage.
After waiting a while, Scout and Cecil went around to the booths and bobbed for apples and bought a few things. Once more people started to show up, they headed to the front of the stage to get ready.
Someone mashed my costume.
Miss Merriweather rushed to Scout to see what was wrong and reshaped her wire to its original shape and helped Scout back into her costume. Miss Merriweather gave a 30-minute description of Colonial Macomb's exploits.
Pork, pork, pork.
After that, Scout forgot her cue and didn't end up going on stage when she was supposed to. While backstage, Jem was talking to Scout.
You want to take it off, Scout?
No, just keep it on.
After talking to some folks after, Jem and Scout decided to head back home. As they were walking, they realized Scout forgot her shoes, but it was too late and dark for them to go and grab them.
Here, Scout, let me hold your hawk. You might lose your balance.
I can see all right.
You might lose your balance.
While they were walking, Scout heard something.
Jem, are you trying to scare me? You know I'm too old for that.
Be quiet.
Heard an old dog.
I only hear it when we're walking, but when we stop, it stops.
You heard my costume wrestling. Ah, it's Halloween. Gotcha.
Scout said it more to convince herself than to convince Jem, because she also heard what he was talking about, and it was not her costume.
Cecil Jacobs is a big wet hen.
I'll get him. Hey!
Hey, answered the schoolhouse wall. It was unlike Cecil to hold out for so long. Jem signaled Scout to stop.
Scout, can you take that thing off?
I think so, but I ain't got much under it.
I've got your dress here.
I can't get it on in the dark.
Okay, never mind.
Jem was a little worried by now, but wouldn't tell Scout that. He believed that they were almost at the tree and was almost home. They heard their company shuffle their feet as they were wearing heavy shoes. Scout felt sand go cold under her feet, and she knew she was under the big oak. The footsteps did not stop as we stopped, but was running towards us faster and faster.
Run, Scout, run!
Jem, help me! Help me!
Something crushed the chicken wire around Scout. Metal ripped on metal, and she fell to the ground and rolled as far as she could. Scout could hear scuffing, creaking sounds, sounds of shoes, and flesh scraping dirt. Scout felt Jem next to her on the ground, and they made a run for the road. Then I felt Jem's hand leave me, and a hard, dull, crunching sound followed by a scream. Scout ran at the man and hit a soft stomach. He caught her arms and squeezed her breath out of her. The man released her and let out a bone-shaking cough.
Jem!
Ah!
Scout saw a man carrying Jem across the street, and through the front lawn she followed.
Quick, somebody call Dr. Reynolds. Where's Scout?
She's right here, Atticus.
I'm all right. You need to call Dr. Reynolds. Got it!
Yes.
Eula May, get the sheriff. Somebody was after my children.
A car stopped in the front of the house. Scout could tell it was the doctor because she knew his step as well as her dad's.
Go.
Good Lord, you're still standing?
Is Jem dead?
No, far from it. I can't help much tonight. We need to get an x-ray. Jem won't take long to recover. Boyce's age bounce.
Heck Tate's step was not as brisk as Dr. Reynolds. His heavy boots thumped against the porch as he made his way in.
Hey, Tate, Jem and Atticus are over here. Follow me.
the man that carried Jem in was standing against the wall. He was some countryman that Scout didn't recognize.
Come in, Heck. Come in, Heck. Did you find anything? I can't conceive of any low down enough to do a thing like this.
I'll tell you what I found. I found a little girl's dress and some muddy pieces of cloth and a...
What is it, Hake?
Bob Yule's lying on the ground down yonder under the tree. He's dead, Atticus. This chapter is significant to the book because it's a vital part to the story. This chapter is when Bob Yule attacks Jem and Scout. Jem breaks his arm and Boo finally meets the kids. At the end of the chapter, we find out who killed Bob. This is important because the kids finally get to see Boo outside of his house and shows how much he cares for them. This is also important because Bob finally gets a punishment for his wrongdoings. The lesson of the chapter is, don't always believe everything people say about another person. You should meet them and see what they say and what they are really like in person.